Look, we don't need ambulances, and we don't need special effects, and we certainly don't need scripted car accident scenes filled with drama. We just need to do our jobs as lawyers. You've agreed, and we've been honored to serve you. At ManeyIGordon Trial Lawyers, we have successfully represented Tampa Bay by providing expert representation through experience, resources, and credentials. And we're not going to change a single thing.
Well, I'm sure you've seen those commercials with Jack Gordon. He joins me today to talk about medical malpractice. It is always a treat when you're here.
Natalie, a pleasure to be here. I've been good. Thank you so much for allowing me back.
Of course. Well, it's good seeing you. And I'm curious, so when I'm sitting back watching that ad, I noticed one of those logos there, U.S. News and World Report. And I've seen them on other ads, too, for hospitals and things. What does that mean, and why are you
that's great. U.S. News and World Report, we're really honored and humbled by this. This is the second year we've been recognized as one of the best law firms in the country, specifically in medical malpractice and personal injury. I remember 40 years ago, I went to high school in the late 70s, early 80s, and I remember even applying to colleges. Where was the university ranked among U.S. News and World Report rankings? Of course, now over the course of the past decades, the rankings have spread to almost all facets of professional life, including healthcare. And I know that most of our viewers have probably seen the same emblem, the same shield, for purposes of demonstrating a hospital's expertise. So it's just interesting because now we're almost on the other side of that from a medical malpractice perspective.
Well, okay, let's talk about the other side of that and how important it is to have someone with experience representing them. First, when it comes to medical malpractice, you say that one of the first things that people need to realize, and I'm assuming you share with your clients, the laws aren't necessarily out to protect you, the patient, correct?
Well, absolutely. And that's true not merely here in Florida, but across the United States. The medical malpractice laws are not designed to protect consumers and patients. They are truly passed for the benefit of healthcare providers. You know, socioeconomically sophisticated entities like hospitals, medical companies, healthcare providers spend a lot of money lobbying legislators. And these laws are designed to insulate and immunize physicians in the healthcare industry. So unfortunately, patients are at somewhat of a disadvantage.
And speaking of that disadvantage, that's when sometimes they pick up the phone and they do call you. Why is it important to get somebody with experience?
Medical malpractice can be a landmine, not merely by virtue of some of the legal technicalities, but really by virtue of the science as well. So we spend a lot of time at ManeyIGordon Trial Lawyers attending lectures with physicians. We review peer-reviewed journals. We learn as much as we can about the physiology, the science, the efficacy of medication, so we have a better ability to recognize medical malpractice when we're reviewing the records, when we're vetting these cases.
Well, I was going to ask just that. Why is that so important for you? And to be able to do that so that you know those ins, and how have you been able to see that that experience has benefited your clients?
You know, the tort system, when someone commits a wrong, if someone runs through a red light, that's considered a tort. And of course, one of the benefits of the tort system of being able to garner compensation and hold someone accountable for error is that not only is the victim properly compensated, but it benefits the entire community. And one of the things that we've been able to do by successfully prosecuting medical malpractice cases is make health care and hospital care safer for other patients. Again, doctors and hospitals don't want to have to otherwise pay out large judgments and large verdicts. And if they can improve upon their systems, improve upon their medical protocols, and be more careful about the manner in which they treat patients, better for everybody.
You know, we always like to kind of leave on a tip or, you know, what people need to keep in mind if they are faced with a situation like, you know what, this is when I need to maybe lawyer up. What would you tell that person, and why is it so important to do your homework before you even get in touch with someone like yourself?
We as patients and as consumers in contemporary society, we have a tremendous amount of faith and respect for our physicians. But at the end of the day, healthcare providers are no different than anyone else. You know, a plumber can make a mistake and you get a leak. Unfortunately, if a healthcare provider makes a mistake, the damages can be a little bit more severe. So people tend to process information almost on subconscious levels. And, you know, simply because a bad result occurs as a result of a medical procedure doesn't necessarily mean that medical malpractice has occurred. But if you suspect, if you feel that something isn't quite right, that I think that there may have been a mistake during the course of a procedure, or you think that the advice and the guidance that was provided to you by healthcare providers wasn't spot on, and you think that may have contributed to problems that you're currently having, it's probably worth making a telephone call and investigating it further.
Well, you know what? It's a perfect time to put up your phone number in case people have questions and think that they fit that situation. There's the information so you can get in touch with ManeyIGordon today. Jack, as always, we do enjoy when you are here. It's good seeing you, okay?
Thank you.